What's up, everybody? We are kicking off the season down in Eufaula, Alabama, and it is the first Bassmaster Open of the year. Super excited to get the season kicked off here, and it's going to be a little bit different this year. It's a 9 tournament division. You have to fish all 9 to qualify, and that's the ultimate goal, is to make the Elite Series. You have to be one of the top 9 competitors in points at the end of the year. So it's going to be a long, grueling year, and a lot of ups and downs. People are going to be moving around in points a lot. So yeah, I'm excited to get the year kicked off. Looking forward to fishing a new body of water down here in Eufaula, Alabama. Never been on this lake before, but from what I see, it's gonna have good weights and a lot of good quality fish, and yeah, super excited to get after these fish. I think it's going to be a little bit of a pre-spawn thing going on, so that should be a fun time. And yeah, thanks for joining along. And my goal with doing the video series this year is just to kind of show you a little bit behind the scenes of what it's like to fish a Bassmaster Open event, and looking forward to the journey, and let's get things going. Well, good morning. It is the morning of day 1. It's a nice warm day, and got some weather predicted for tomorrow, maybe starting a little bit later today, but hopefully we can get a nice sack in the boat right away in the morning. Got a few different ways to catch them out here. It was pretty decent practice. It's the type of practice I like, where I've got different options. I'm not locked into one thing. I can kind of adjust as the day goes. Seems like fishing is pretty good out here, so I expect to see a lot of good weights, and yeah, hopefully we can bring in a big sack and get off to a good start to the 2023 season. So, little update here. It is 7:05 in the morning. We launched at 6:30, so I've been on my starting spot for probably 20 minutes, maybe 15. And it was a school that I had found yesterday, and they don't seem to be setting up right on it, so I'm gonna give it a few more casts just to keep them honest, and then we're gonna move on, try and find some active fish. Alright, so we made it to our second spot here. We're gonna try shallow pattern a little bit. It's 7:30, don't have any fish in the boat yet, but hopefully we can get it to start going here and make up some time and start having a good day. I noticed something a little off with my motor. Doesn't sound quite right, but it seems to be running okay, and I don't know, hopefully it's just me being paranoid, but something sounds funny. But so yeah, fingers crossed nothing happens with that. I was saying something didn't sound right with my motor, and I just had the idea to take a look at my prop, and sure enough, I am missing one of the blades. I'm gonna run into this boat ramp that's over by here, and hopefully get it swapped out. Okay, just like that, we're done. Yeah, got one. Heck yeah, first fish of the season. Thanks, you'll measure.
We're ready, Kenny. Come on up. Good to see you. We got one in the bag today to get Kenny started. Check in at 2 pounds, 13 ounces, 213 today. Good luck tomorrow, Kenny. Hopefully you can build off of that.
All right, day one update for you guys. Yeah, today was a complete disaster. Don't know how else to put it. It total nightmare way to start out the season, but it is multiple day tournament, so I'm just gonna have to scrape and claw every way I can to gain some points on day two. Yeah, I'm gonna be probably down towards last place after day one. And I think just what my gut feeling is saying that I'm gonna need to scrape up about 100 places to get back into a spot where I need to be in order to have any kind of a shot to accomplish my goal of qualifying. So that's a tall order. I'm gonna need a really good day two. Every single bite is gonna matter. So we'll hopefully get the train back on the tracks and have a good day too. As far as today goes, I don't know why this happens sometimes, but I tried to adjust. I tried to fish new water. I tried to fish deep. I tried to fish shallow. Tried to fish places where I didn't think other competitors had been. Fished places where I knew other competitors had been, not because they'd been there, but because I had spots there, and nothing worked. I got one keeper bite all day, and so super frustrated right now. But this is part of it. I mean, this is what happens in the real world of bass fishing, tournament bass fishing. This can happen to anybody. Happens to me more often than I'd like, but hopefully I can have a good comeback story here and get this season back on track. So day 2, it looks like tomorrow it may be canceled. They're calling for 50-mile-an-hour gusts. So what they'll do then is everybody will fish on Saturday, and so it'll just be a 2-day tournament versus they normally do a 3-day tournament with the top 10 on day 3. So that's kind of what I'm expecting, is a day off tomorrow, push the reset button, go back out there, smash a big bag, and get back in this thing. Good morning. It is day 2 of the Bassmaster Open here on Lake Eufaula. Day 1 basically sucked for me. Didn't put anything together, so really need to smash them today to salvage some points, and got a nice long day to do it. I'm going out boat number 208. I think the latest boat draw I've ever had in a tournament. So check in at 5:10 p.m. Should be a good time, and hopefully catch a bunch of fish and have a good day. Didn't look great, but I'm gonna give it a couple shots. It does look a lot better than yesterday. Yeah. A lot more fish there, I think.
Got it? Yeah, man. right way to get the day started.
There we go. Should measure.
Like a drop off on the left side of us. Got it. Fish. Heck yeah. Probably a different one, I'm sure. Oh, I got two. Oh, you got two? Heck yeah.
Can you help me land them?
Yeah.
Oh, I got one. Never mind.
Dang it. Now you put it up on one. Heck yeah.
What do we got there? Damn, it's down, baby. Come on, be a bass. No,
That bass is a little stripy. Oh, that's good.
there we go. There we go. Something.
That's a good one.
Shuttle out.
Yeah. Oh, you need that one.
Yeah.
Good job. Thank you. That's a nice one.
Sweet.
Absolutely.
There we go. Biggin. Biggin.
Got it?
Yep. Yeah. Yes. Whew. Damn.
Absolutely.
Heck yeah, dude.
Excellent job, my man.
Thank you. Whew. Damn, that's a good one.
There we go.
What a spot here, huh?
I know.
All right, let's start rolling. I just don't know exactly how long it takes. Much better idea.
Yeah.
$2.08. Thank you.
Alright, so how'd you do on your biggest one?
He's on my chest.
Did you whack him, Parker?
Yeah, well, I'm sitting in the 10th right now.
Hell yeah, dude. Okay, was that 5?
Funny. Kenny, Mittelstaedt, we're ready, Kenny. Come on up. Let's see our check-in boat idling in, so that means we are all checked in. 213 for Kenny yesterday. 5 today, looks like a better day for you. 17 pounds and 10 ounces, nice upgrade. How'd you do that?
Yeah, it was, everything just clicked better today. Yesterday was a complete nightmare to start the season off like that, so it's good to get some redemption.
You get those redemptions, keep that rolling into Toledo Bend, and we will see you there. Tristan Brent.
Lake Eufaula is a wrap. Man, what an event. That was crazy. A lot of big bags. Man, I really stumbled on day one. Just couldn't get anything going. I think I had some jitters going, kicking the season off, and felt a lot of pressure to do well to try and qualify this year with the night events, and really wanted to get off to a good start, but unfortunately had a heck of a time getting bit on day one. So kind of a nightmare situation to start off the season in basically last place. So I knew I needed to have a major comeback on day two to kind of keep the season alive. So my goal going into day two was to try and crack a 20-pound bag. I figured if I did that, I could jump up to about the 100th place range, which would get me about 100 points, which is, I felt like I could recover the season from 100 points. So that was sort of the mindset going into day two, was just to try and catch a giant bag. And so I felt like my best shot of doing that was to fish offshore. My game plan was to stay committed to that on day two. I checked a spot that I started on day one. I started there on day two, just to see if the fish that I thought should have been there were back there. And I marked some fish on the graph, ended up fishing it for a little bit and caught 3 right away in the morning off of that spot. I'm not sure why they weren't there on day one. Maybe they were, they just weren't set up right, or what the deal was. But it was a good way to kick off the day. And so I just kind of kept going down that offshore path the rest of day two. I did try shallow quite a bit, but in the back of my head, I knew I wanted to keep going with offshore. I was pretty committed to it, and ended up running several spots. I'm not even sure, probably 12 to 20 different offshore spots that I had marked in practice. I just kind of ran around and took a look to see if there were fish there, and some of them I'd Some of them I'd just scan over and see that there weren't any fish. Other ones I would try making a couple of casts, and if I didn't get bit, I'd move on. But finally, I think it was about maybe 1 o'clock or so, I located a pretty good school of bass. I was kind of halfway back in a creek on a secondary point. There was a little bit of a hard spot there, and there were some stumps nearby. And I was actually on my way to check those stumps. Stumps were something that I found in practice that held some good quality bass. But on my way there, on the hard spot, I found that school of bass that ended up making up the majority of my weight on day 2, and caught a bunch in the 3-pound range. There was a lot of them that were like 2 3/4 to 3 1/4, and then went back through this, let it rest for a while, went back through the spot and caught a 4 1/2. So ended up putting a little over 17 1/2 pounds together on day 2, and made a major comeback. Jumped all the way from like 219th, I think I was, all the way up to 120th. So jumped 100 spots up with that one bag, and really recuperated a lot of points. I think I'll end up with 80 points for the event, which is way better than nothing, and I think it's definitely something I can work with. I feel like if I would have gotten 0 points, it would have been a major uphill battle to try and keep the dream going of the elite qualification. But now getting some points out of the deal, I feel a lot better, and I know I'm going to need to have a lot of good events the rest of the season. You know, that's something that I can do, and I'm going to keep working hard and hopefully be able to put 2 good days together the rest of the year. So yeah, overall happy with the recovery, and it's the best feeling 128th place finish I think I've ever got, just because of how bad I was sitting after day 1. Making a major comeback does feel good. So happy about that, and yeah, really looking forward to Toledo Bend, our next event, the second stop of the Bassmaster Opens in Many, Louisiana. I've never been there before. I don't know a ton about it, but I do know that it's got some giants in it. Sounds like it's a lot of standing timber and maybe similar fishery to Sam Rayburn, which I have been on. And then, yeah, excited to head to the next event, and we will see you guys there.